What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and I am back with yet another album review. It's been a little while since I've done 4 straight reviews, and that was just because for quite a few weeks there was only 3. But here we are with a 4th, and this time I am talking about the latest offering from King Parrot, A Young Person's Guide to. Wonder what it could be a guide to. The guide to love, the guide to hate, or just a guide to just be savage. But anyways, this also came out on June 6th, this time on Housecore Records, Phil Anselmo's label, and this is the band's 4th studio full-length overall, and, well, surprise, surprise, because I suck, this is the first time I've ever heard of this band. And, well, I was curious to check this one out, considering I saw in the archives that, yeah, they were on Housecore Records, and that also they're a thrash metal / grindcore band, and I thought, a thrash and grind hybrid, this might be something to get into. And, well, basically, this is a pretty short album. It's like 25 minutes, and most of the songs are like in the 2-minute mark, but there's obviously some that go around a minute and a half. And there's a couple of tracks where they go past the 3-minute range. But as far as like what you're getting on here, it's like you get like, for the most part, like a lot of thrash metal riffs, but with some of that like grind intensity. But there's other aspects coming in, like there's some elements of death metal, some punk, some hardcore, some crossover thrash. And I would say like as far as like the grind, really the best moments where you get like really like grindy fits would be in the opening track, Get What You Given. It's got a lot of like gritty guitars, blast beats and grooves, but it also does get very, very grindy. And then Punish the Runt, I would say that one, well actually no, not Punish the Runt, I meant to say Target Pig Elite. This one was probably the grindiest song on the entire album, like the opening riff and blast beats. Definitely harken back to bands like Napalm Death and Nasum and Rotten Sound. But there's also some like really nasty tremolo riffs. And a lot of the tremolos kind of feel closer to death metal, although I will say in the song Fuck You and the Horse You Rode On, the opening tremolos and blast beats kind of feel a little bit black metal. Like a little bit. But for the most part, what this album delivers, like I said, is mostly like thrashy riffs with some of that grind intensity, but also, like I said, bringing up all those other elements. But as far as like where it gets like really punky, I would say Cunning as a Dunny Rat. It's gotta be some Australian slang that I have absolutely no idea about. But this song felt like a proper like punk thrash or crossover thrash song. And it even continues that way with the song It's a Rort, which immediately once I saw that title I thought, did these guys watch that video from, I can't remember what their names were, but it was like a married couple, or maybe they were boyfriend, girlfriend, that the boyfriend kept looking up IKEA names of furniture and just made puns out of them. Like one of them was, It's a Rort. And I'm thinking, did this band watch that video and decide to make that a song title? Because if that's the case, thumbs up to you guys. But if not, oh well. But this song, back to the music, it's definitely a more crossover thrash song, very much, I would say, in the vein of Municipal Waste. Like, it's very silly, goofy, but fun. But you do get, like, awesome thrashy chugs, blast beats, and tremolo riffs, again, that bring back a little more of the death metal vibe, and a really nasty breakdown. Now, as far as, like, hardcore aspects, you do get quite a bit of hardcore groove on Fuck You and the Horse You Rode On, as well as Target Pig Elite, and hell, I would even say Glazed and Diseased in Defeat. That one not only very punky, but also, again, lots of hardcore grooves. But again, more blasts, more death metal tremolos. Now, the death metal comes up quite a lot in this album, like the ending of Fuck You and the Horse You Rode On. You get these like intense blast beats and tremolo riffs that definitely harken back to more death metal. Same with Punish to Run. Like, Punish to Run, for the most part, feels more like a death metal song, like triplet chugs, blast beats, of course, tremolos. There's even some like eerie guitar atmosphere. And then it gets into like a more punky lead. Like there are a few lead sections, but they're like really quick and sparse. Like, you get a quick fire lead on It's a Roar, the punky lead on Punish to Run, even a twangy lead on the song I Got the Right, which this one, the song itself kind of goes for like a punky speed metal vibe. And then I'll touch on, and then also the lead on the closer, Pissing on the Fist of the Law. It's a little more of a faint lead, but probably my favorite song on here would be Look Away, I'm Hideous, which... I'm just kidding. But anyways, like, this one goes for more blast beats again, but there's more thrash riffs that show up on top of the blast beats. It chugs very nicely. But again, you still get some death metal in there. And then the closer, Pissing on the Fist of the Law, it's like chug and groove and plenty thrashy with yet another breakdown. So yeah, it's like this album's going for a few different gears, or like a few different tools in their toolbox, but they do play them pretty damn well. I forgot to mention in Target Pig Elite, there's a real nasty bass line that definitely felt like grindcore, like Repulsion, Napalm Death, like that grisly bass tone. I really, really liked that moment. Now, as far as any negatives go, there is one big gripe I do have with this album, and it's the vocals. They're so feral and just unwieldy, and that's kind of one of the things that has kept me from being a bigger fan of grindcore, is that depending on the vocalist, the like very feral, high, like unhinged vocals can be a bit much for me. There are moments where he does growl pretty well, but then there are some like really ridiculous vocals. I'm just kind of like, I get it. It's part of grindcore, but it's one of the things I don't like about grindcore. And unfortunately, the vocals did kind of take me out of this album a little bit. And it's no disrespect to the vocalist. It's just not my kind of vocal style when it comes to grindcore as a whole. But overall, musically, I thought this was fun. It was just short, sweet, to the point songs with some cool riffs. I'm going to give this a 3.5. I thought this was a pretty damn good album, musically speaking. Production-wise, could have been a little bit better. Like, I do wish the bass could have stood out a little bit more in the mix. But overall, this was some pretty good stuff. So I would say, in particular, if you're into bands like Municipal Waste, but most especially Birdflesh, check this out. But of course, those are just my opinions. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But until next time, thank you for watching, keep your horns high, and your dreams wet.